Hey guys, welcome to Coma Pirate Radio, where we as esoteric pirates slide our boats together, throw the ropes, tie the knots, and talk about the maps. Now, as esoteric pirates, we know that the map leads us to the X, and the X marks the spot. And as navigators, we know that the stars are what we look at to find out our location. I am Mystic Eve. I've always been a mystic. I have spiritual journals published on Amazon. So I have writings. I have a lot of content here on YouTube that I've already put here on how I moved to Costa Rica, how I live my life. I am a shaman and a magician. I identify with magician and witch, whatever, either one. But how I live my life is, I live it 24/7. I'm a minimalist. I live in the jungle of Costa Rica, or not so much jungle in them anymore. I had to kind of move into town because of the destruction of the jungle, which was really breaking my heart. So that's another topic. I will be putting more on shorts, more of my story. So let's get started. Here we go. It is Thursday the 6th. It's the day of Jupiter. Jupiter is in Gemini right now. And at the solar party paradigm, Jupiter is the boss, the owner of the venue. In Gemini, he's paying for everything. The boss is. The abundance is paying for everything. Thank you, Jupiter. All hail Jupiter on this day. Right now, we have to walk through the door, which is still in Pisces. Let's take a deep breath. Dive deep in the water of sacrificial love, compassion. We feel the temperature getting colder. That's interesting. You would expect compassion to be warm, something to look into. So we pass through this Pisces door and we see a conjunction that we've seen. It's a familiar sight if you followed the channel. If you're new here, welcome. We do this every day. So a lot of stuff is going to seem familiar to you, which is the point. So first thing we see coming through the door is this conjunction with the DJ and the bartender. We also now have the party planner, and they're all standing there in conjunction with the front door. Now, all of them are aliens except Mercury. Mercury happens to be in Aries at the moment. So what you see is a fiery demon looking. If I read the card, this is a masculine energy because it's a pushing forward ram energy that has horns, the ram, red skin, large physical features, flaming tattoos, lots of piercings, red eyes. They have the passion to awaken the immortals for the ascension of the entire party. And this is the DJ, surrounded by watery blue aliens. We have brought the fire into the water. Very interesting, magical alchemy going on right there. All right, now we still feel this quincunx with the bad girl. So you walk in And the bartender and the door and everybody at the door, you see, be careful about that one over there. And you see the spider, who is in Libra. So we paint Lilith is a spider in the corner sitting in the web. The point along the moon's path that is farthest from the earth. That's why she's over there. The rebellious primordial feminine, a black widow sitting on a web that will show you your shadows and connect you with sacred sexuality. She is metallic right now in Libra. And the bartender and everybody at the door is like, you got to be careful about that one. The quincunx is stranger danger feels. We don't know anything about them. It feels new. It feels very, very different. You know, when something is very new, it feels unfamiliar. The more you visit it, the more familiar it is. So the more you know it, the less scary it becomes. So throughout this party, you're going to feel that from the front door. Now, we're going to look at this DJ in Aries, and we're going to see that they're also, you know, hand in hand, because sometimes they hold hands like the door is over here with Neptune and Saturn, but we also see that he's holding hands with Venus. The beauty queen is also in Aries and now holding hands with Mercury, the DJ. So we have two fiery, devil looking beings. Aries is very headstrong, fearless. And this is why, there's reasons why I visualized these avatars, archetypes like this when I had this ascension, I had gnosis, they took me up into the ship, they showed me everything, and they said, do this and bring it to the people. So this is what I did. I made these cards, and they're so that we can visualize the party and keep it all in our heads in wraps, because visualization can be easier for code. If you know anything about code, you've got to take a lot of information and bring it down into a fewer, like a symbol, right? The symbols hold all of the words, but instead of writing books, we have the symbols. And then all of the feelings with that come along with the symbols if you know the symbols or the code. So we have this beauty queen dancing right next to the DJ, and they both look like, we're talking like the legend demon here, Aries. They're just ramming their fiery passion onto the whole party. Through the fire, they're burning it up. They're burning it up in the middle of all these aliens. That, if you didn't take the proper elixir from the bartender at the door, might feel a little uncomfortable, because what you're going to do, if you're scared, you're going to feel this quincunx with Lilith, and then you're going to be scared, and then the party is not going to be any fun at all. So, let's keep it fun. Let's keep it lighthearted. Chiron is also in Aries, and Chiron is like, no, don't keep it lighthearted. We're going to make this a ceremony. It's going to be a ceremony, and you're going to heal all of your root chakras. I'm going to heal all of your root chakras with all of the passion that I have and all of the energy. I am dancing through the party. But we're going to visit you later. Right now, we see the DJ is also hand in hand with the beauty queen. We also see that this DJ has another aspect. Dun, 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 dun. It's a sextile. It even looks like a little kissy. Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh, these guys really, really are getting along with each other. With Pluto. Yes, remember Pluto having, well, so yes, all right, we've got the bartender. Remember this again with the visualization. Remember the bartender and the DJ, and they're in sextile with Pluto. Pluto, the emo kid, is all up on the bar, getting it on, getting it down. Now, this is an Aquarius Pluto, so the god of the underworld is rebellious, unconfined, scientific, intuitive, sacrificial, imaginative, non-attached, forward thinking. Yes. All right. You go, emo kid, for sure. And this sextile, the energy is that of prana and vril. The attraction is electric. They're looking at each other with sensual, longing eyes. Together, they're practicing tantra. This is a metaphor. Literally, the planets are not having sex, you guys. Come on. They don't have sexual organs, so they identify with whatever they want to identify with. Truly non-binary, but they do have two separate energies, which you need two separate energies to create from one point to the next. If you're into esoteric sciences, you need both to create something new. And that's what this sextile does. At 1/6, at 60 degrees, the numbers up there, if you're into numerology, create something new. Okay? With the energy of orgasm, which is it's an electric explosion in your brain, you get closer to God, the cosmos, your higher self. You get closer to just this euphoric feeling, but it can only be a snap. Why can it only be a snap? Because without Capricorn energy, when you look at the face of God, it's so amazing. You don't turn around, you don't come back, and you end up leaving your body and you go. Like you'll electrically, if you hold that state for too long, then you literally just fizzle out like electric devices when they get too hot. They just and they blow out. So anyway, so we've got that going on. And now we're going to look at Saturn, because Saturn is up there. And Saturn has her own feelings and situations. And Saturn is an alien. And Saturn is holding hands with the birthday kid, the hero, the one that the party is for. This is for the sun, the birthday kid. Hand in hand with the party planner. That's a really good place to be when when it's your party and you want to plan it. Sometimes it's your party and somebody else plans it for you, like the surprise birthday party. Happy birthday, Pisces. You little alien, you. Sensitive. I want to read the card because I love this card. The feminine energy, because it's a deep pulling into you energy with koi fish skin, beautiful flowing fins, the alien of the party. They have the immense power of sacrificial love, Drawing sigils and speaking in light language? Yes, please. And it's really interesting because my daughter just mentioned about how space is like underwater. She said because you float in both. Well, the aliens, if you haven't heard, are also under the water as well. So with this Pisces energy, this is the fish, the aliens underwater at the party. All right. So the party planner being hand in hand with the birthday kid, it's a really good time to plan your own party. Also, I want to go over all of the good aspects first. Also, we've got, excuse me. Also, we've got a best friend, a trine with Mars. Now, this is nice. The party planner with Mars, we talked about it before. This is nice because Mars plays the game, the jock, the one wearing the Leatherman jacket, the one that's going to, play the game for us, the sex drive, the success rate, self-confident, aggressive, stern, courageous, animalistic, passionate, strong. Okay. Best friends with Saturn, who is punctual and holding all of the boundaries, and conservative and structured and disciplined and defensive. Yes. And this Mars is in Cancer, just gone direct. Well, I mean, it's been a little while now. He's back in the game. He's been in the game for a little while. We didn't even mention that the Venus is dancing backwards on stage. Speaking of retrogrades and stuff, which, yeah, I need to double check about Mercury. You know, you got to look at the chart to look at the chart. If you want to be, because here's the thing. If you want to really know what's going on, the charts are the way to go now with these devices. There are other ways when we don't have the devices, but when you look at the chart and you realize that you want to be able to read these charts, you have to know the symbolism, the symbology, so that you are able to read the symbols and the codes. So, with the party planner, best friends with the person, the jock that's going to win the game, that's a good aspect. But she's also in sextile. Again, with that sextile, you've got to give her a kiss with Uranus, the tech guy. Oh, it is a really good time, you guys, for social media. You might not think so right now, especially if you haven't taken the right elixir from the bartender. The whole party could feel like you have no idea what's going on. But if you've taken the right elixir and you're on the right frequency, you feel the energy of this. You know what? I don't care that there's only like 2 views on each of my videos. I'm doing this behind scenes. I'm winning the game. See, well, my Mars in my chart is in the 9th house, so he's behind the scenes anyway, but also in Cancer. And these cards also have all of the houses, which the book on the solar party paradigm houses is already published on Amazon. You might want to go check that out if you're interested. But Cancer cleans the karma for everybody at the party. Okay. So with the strength of nurturing love, they create a protective exoskeleton with salt around the entire party. Now, with this being the jock and Mars, we're completely protected. Everything is absolutely going on exactly the way we want it to. in sextile with the social media manager that's controlling the algorithms. If the algorithms aren't working for you, maybe you can tap into some of this energy with the boundaries and the restrictions. For me, what I'm doing, because I don't have 1,000 followers and subscribers yet, so please, if you can, make a comment. If you're there and you're listening, give a thumbs up and a comment, even if it's bad. If it's bad, it's good with this energy. It doesn't matter. Bad publicity is good publicity. But with this energy, being punctual and making sure that everything is uploaded at the same time, being structured and disciplined, and making sure that you're showing up even though nobody's listening, holding your boundaries and knowing that by doing this, you're doing it because you want to do it, and being conservative and defensive. I'm doing this for the love of it because I'm an alien. And really, honestly, it's because they told me to. For real. You guys have no idea. Oh my God. Okay. So, the tech guy is in Taurus. This beautiful, slow moving, protective, strong, and secure tech guy. Yes, you can press record. Thank you very much. All right. So we've got that going on. And now we're going to go back to this beauty queen that is up here also on stage that, we see is hand in hand with Mercury, the DJ. So we see them together. But she is also, well, they're both in Aries, this crazy, fiery demon. But one thing about her, I think it's been 2 weeks, she's been in sextile with Jupiter, who's in Gemini. So there's 2 bosses. So there's an interesting thing about Jupiter at the moment, too. Jupiter is holding the moon. The moon is in conjunction with Jupiter right now, but right now we're focused on her, the beauty queen. Okay. Now, yeah. Well, that was it for her. She's really just focused on the 2 bosses. All right. Look at me. Look at me. But now I'm holding hands with Mercury so I can see and I can speak and I can bring the messages. Bring forth the messages. Hermes, please, for me, be the boss and give me a raise. That would be amazing. Thank you so much, up into the sky. All right. So we are going to now, who do we look at now? Well, we're going to look at the boss because we've got this boss in Gemini that's now in conjunction with the moon. The boss is holding the moon. The owner of the venue. 2 mirrors. 2 bosses. It could feel a little bit like that, the carnival, the mirror ride. Like, which mirror am I looking into? I don't know. Who's supposed to pay me? Who do I go to? Who's going to be the manager? Who do I ask for a raise? It can get kind of hectic with Gemini because there's 2 and you don't know which one to talk to. And they're both talking to each other, especially when they get argumentative and opposing. So we have to keep them unopposed. We have to bring the higher self in union with the lower self, which is the magic of Gemini. You want to know the magic instead of the horrible things about Gemini. They have the power to bring the higher self into union with the lower self, merging the two perspectives. I see the other, and in the waning of the other, I build a lighted house. I merge the two. I turn into one. I see the duality with the mirror, the unconscious. I know who's really my boss. I don't need to get paid with physical money, with the green money, 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 money. I mean, yeah, okay, I ain't saying it's not nice. I ain't saying that would be amazing, but the way that I live as a minimalist, my life is so abundant and rich. I'm richer than a lot of people that I know. Knowing who your boss is. I have a full belly. I've got a cool roof over my head. I've got an amazing place. I'm surrounded by cows and chickens and horses and jungle and mountains. Anyway, who's the boss? Who is the boss? Okay, so we've got a square. Okay, what's going on with this square? This is a frustration. Old friends that are always getting each other in trouble. There's a lot of tension and frustration between them. A little bit of therapy to harmonize could, do them some good. They can build a strong foundation. All right. For better or for worse, the square is hard to move. And I say for better or for worse because when you don't want it to move, it's for the better. But when you do want it to move, it's for the worse. Depending on how you use this energy depends on whether or not it's going to be good for you or bad for you. Now, this moon is in square with Saturn. This could be difficult. The party planner, the caterer, if something doesn't go right at the party and she looks at herself and she's like, oh my God, I didn't show up. I forgot that the hors d'oeuvres are supposed to be vegan and she's got 500 bacon sausage wraps for a vegan party. and she flips the fuck out and she's like, fuck this whole motherfucking party. Dude, for real. She can look at herself and have a really hard time with that. But if she learns from her mistakes and maybe she realizes that there's, maybe the vegan party is hosting, they're there because they want to save the dogs, and she has 100 bacon sausages for each dog. That's how you use a square. Look, all the dogs get the best meat possible. There you go. There you go, Saturn. That's how you use a square. All right. So let's look at this bad girl as we're wrapping everything up. This stranger danger. Who is this spidery looking primordial feminine in the corner of this party that wants to show us our shadows? And what's going on with her? Like, she's been pretty stable, kind of not really getting along with the bartender, because if you're not taking the right elixir, like I told you, you might not have a good time with her. She's also square with this crazy rainbow rebellious emo kid. I mean, they're usually best friends. They're old friends, again, with using the square. These guys, the god of the underworld and Lilith, of course they're going to get each other in trouble. Let's get together and do some really freaky, crazy stuff like ceremonies. Oh my God. Ugh, blood. Oh my God. Oh my God, cults. Oh my God. Oh gosh, guys, please, easy, 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 easy. Let's study the occult. Let's learn the difference between the occult and occult. We're really, really coming out of the shadows and showing ourselves in Libra. Go, Libra, go. For real. You're balanced. It might be a little bit scary, but it doesn't have to be. And if you're scared of it, don't worry about it. You don't have to go to the that new crazy scary circus that's going around, right? You don't have to go to the scary carnival. You don't have to go to the haunted houses. Just don't go. It's okay. Some people have a lot of fun there. So, use the square or don't use it. Now, she's still on the opposite side. This is still, guys, on the opposite side of the party as the shaman. Now, we've got the metallic spider with a fiery shaman, and the shaman wants to turn it into a ceremony. And, you know, it can be scary if it's a ceremony because then you might think it looks a little bit like, you know, some, if you put a haunted house with a ceremony, that picture can be hard to paint. Or not really hard to paint, but hard to sell, that's for sure. Nobody's going to want to go to that party except a few. And the party really is only for a few, to be honest. There's only so many that can get on the spaceship, is what I'm told. There's not very many of us that are going to make it. So, you know, this getting along with Chiron and healing your root chakra and learning alchemy and burning it all up, burning everything that you don't need, is gonna be to your advantage at this party. Okay? Now, there is a new aspect because the moon travels very quickly. Oh, look at that. She can finally look at herself in the mirror. Yes. Girl, you looking good. You are looking good. And even though you might be a little bit scary, you metallic spider, I ain't scared. Fear is the mind killer. I know that it's all gonna be okay. And that the shadows are all in my unconscious mind. And that, you know, this is reflective, intuitive, empathic, instinctual, nurturing, secure. You know, the unconscious, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? She is best friend. She said, Lilith, girl, you're it. You are it. All right. Now, we dance out of here with this beautiful fire shaman, but he's been in square with the jock for a long time. Let's use this square for strong foundations. Let's have the shaman for the win. Aries and Cancer energy, shaman for the win. We can use this square. This jock can go running into the field with all the passion that the shaman has. And we can understand that, you know, for some it's a party, for others it's a ceremony. It's all the same thing. We're all dancing around the same sun, the center of the party. The party is for the birthday kid. So happy birthday, and we're going to run out the back door in Virgo, and we're going to feel that this Virgo back door, this porch, we run out on the porch, and either we're going to see that it has a lot of trash and be like, whoa, we need to clean this up, or we're going to see that this is the most bountiful back porch we can possibly have with everything we need. It's got this huge basket of the harvest of fresh foods and fruits and vegetables and you name it. This back door can be, if it's in the higher ascension, bringing the higher and the lower together in union, pure, organized, meticulous, resourceful, wise, and excited. Go, Virgo, go. Thank you guys so much for following the Solar Party Paradigm. Whether you're traveling physically or mentally, may it be in love and light and shadow. Don't forget your magic bag with everything you need. You got the lube to get you through the tight spots. Octopus, Cthulhu. You've got the wax when you really need to hold on to the ropes and you don't want to burn your hands, The wax, the surfers know a lot about the wax. You can stick to that board and you need to stick sometimes. We've got ropes because sometimes you just need to tie yourself to a tree. Blessed Shibari, for real. Just hang there. But don't forget the knife, a really sharp knife, because if you freak out, you need to be able to cut that karma really quick and let it go. Don't forget your compass to tell you where to go and look at the stars. Have a beautiful day. Ciao.